Yo, what is going on? It is ya boy, Shawnee Sean, and the Eagles are just about to pick. They are in the hole. We are almost done the first round of the NFL draft. It's been pretty awesome so far. A lot of exciting stuff. Looks like the best players on the board for the Eagles right now are Jihaad Campbell, linebacker, Alabama, but they don't take linebackers in the first. Shindor Sanders, if a team wants to trade up and potentially get that fifth-year option, definitely a possibility. The safety, Nick Imanawari from South Carolina, is the first/second best safety in this year's draft. I really liked Malachi Starks, but he went to the Ravens just a couple picks ago. For the Eagles, I also like Maxwell Hairston, the cornerback from Kentucky. And if they trade back, I love Mason Taylor as a second-round candidate. I think that would be awesome. And then there's also a pass rusher from Ole Miss I really like, Princely Umanimilan. So stay tuned for those guys, at least as potential prospects that the Eagles might be interested in. Although I think the fact that Emeka Buka is off the board and Malachi Starks are both off the board, it seems most likely that the Eagles are probably going to trade out of this 32 pick and get an early second or a pair of early seconds. That's just my hunch. But I think they really do like Mason Taylor, but I don't think the value is there at the first. And I think other teams are going to try to trade up to get that fifth-year option and potentially sneak up and get Jalen Milroe or Shindor Sanders, because it's pretty wild that Shindor has fallen this far, although somewhat predictable once he got past a couple teams like the Raiders, the Giants, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So stay tuned. Quarterbacks are always some of the more exciting positions to follow. The Bills pick is in, and they have a guy in a wheelchair announcing it. So we will keep you posted and show you who.
How do you explain Will dropping this far?
He didn't test pre-draft, and he had a toe injury in his tape this past year.
Let's go.
It was a sophomore.
Tommy!
It was great tape. He did not come back.
Sort of like a Derek Stingley situation, but Stingley's hands.
But stay tuned. What is happening? The pick is in. Let's see. Do I have early insight? Do I know who it is? Do you guys know who it is? I feel so silly. Maxwell Hairston, DB, Kentucky. I was just talking about him as a potential guy for the Eagles to get. Hairston's really fast, so it's nice to have a fast cornerback. Let's go. All right. Well, not an issue for the Eagles, but good player. Like I said, fast guy. They said he had the fastest 40. Pretty good coverage. I think he played a little bit in the slot, but mostly outside. Goes with the 30th pick to the Buffalo Bills. Slightly a little smaller, but good size still. Yeah, so Eagles trade up one spot with the Chiefs. Oh, is that really happening? That's what the NFL is tweeting to me. And yeah, I see Eagles. We are on the clock. Let's go Birds, baby. What's going to happen? Oh, Eagles are on the clock. 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't know why we traded up one pick.
This season, he had 5 picks the year prior. His sophomore tape was great, and I think he could get even better and be a guy that we're talking about as even better as he develops in the NFL through transition.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on, but I don't mind. I'm pretty happy. Eagles are on the clock. They trade up one spot with the Chiefs, the team that they spanked in the Super Bowl. And they trade. Eagles acquire 31 from the Chiefs for 32 and 164. So that is the compensation. They get I think that's a 4th round pick. But the Eagles had like 4 5th round picks. And then the next 2 years they have a lot as well. So we will see who we're taking right here. What is happening on the Twitter sphere? Do I have an early insight? This Shandor Sanders is still there. Eagles are taking Alabama linebacker Jihaad Campbell. Let's go. Eagles drafted a linebacker in the 1st round. What? Oh my God, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. This is awesome. And they have some nice linebacker depth already with Zach Bond. But they do need to get a lot younger. And Nakobe Dean's been awesome when he's been on the field, but he's definitely been a little injury prone and hasn't played 17 games consistently. So very nice to get a top tier linebacker like Jihaad Campbell. Was very good at Alabama and will be a very nice addition to the Vic Fangio defense. And the whole offense is pretty much locked up right now for the next 6-7 years. So it's awesome that they're building a little bit more on the defense. They keep getting younger and younger. I'm a huge fan of this pick. It was probably the best player and best value available. I feel bad because I'm not talking about Maxwell Hairston, but I wasn't expecting the Eagles to trade up one spot. But it was decent value, and they get a great player out of it. I'm very happy. So, yeah, I mean, according to Bleacher Report's big board of best, highest rated value players, Jihaad Campbell is number 19 and was the 3rd best available player. So, pretty nice steal. And it will probably be on the screen in just a minute. They say the Eagles pick is in, although I just announced and celebrated. But we can all watch together as we meet Jihaad Campbell and welcome him to Philadelphia, baby. I don't know the Chiefs pick yet. Chiefs are draft. Oh wait. Yeah.
Who would you be upset with the draft? I would say Will Johnson here too, to be honest, after Slater.
The champs are on the clock, but we already know who we got, baby. Jihaad Campbell.
That's a lie. That's a lie. You don't believe that. That's a lie. You're saying that to try and
Oh, we got a commercial. They're killing me, man. I'm sorry. I was really ready to just celebrate and see the announcement on TV. But they know that I'm on the edge of my seat. How you KK already? I don't know, man. But like, follow, subscribe. I'm also on YouTube, where I don't know. I sort of follow the what's it called? The Twitters. I connect that shit a little bit. But yeah, pretty exciting. Great first round so far. Very excited to see all of these guys go to their new homes in new cities. A little bit of a recap and some of the most exciting picks so far. Cam Ward went number 1 to the Tennessee Titans. They get a new quarterback. Tennessee has a lot of needs, so it's nice that they at least start with a quarterback, and we'll see how they go from there. Travis Hunter, DB/wide receiver, goes number 2 after the Jaguars trade up to get him. That was very exciting. Abdul Carter goes 3 to the New York Giants, and don't be totally surprised if they consider trading Kayvon Thibodeau. I've heard that he is in a lot of trade talks, especially now that they have just taken another pass rusher, although pairing them up together would be pretty awesome as well. But Kayvon Thibodeau is on his last year of his contract, a rookie contract, so we'll see.
Okay, it's a good grade. It's a good grade.
Or visit, or it might be the same.
Slay, what do you think the Eagles do?
Can we get a
Sorry, just had to respond to a friend. Will Campbell goes to the Patriots, which was sort of expected. They get a little more protection for Drake May up front. They add Stephon Diggs, so hopefully those additions to that offense should help the development of that quarterback. And Mike Vrabel, is probably going to help as well. The most exciting pick of the day, in my opinion, was Ashton Genty going to the Raiders. It's pretty awesome to see Pete Carroll get a physical and just ball-dominant running back. He's going to be a very nice addition to that backfield with Geno and Brock Bowers. Definitely could use some more wide receiver talent, so stay tuned for tomorrow.
It's interesting because the Eagles had that philosophy of not giving up a lot of big assets for linebackers for so long, and I'm sure it annoyed you guys.
One of the best value players, best
Dude, he was linebacker D
players available.
So I feel like they'll go either. I think they go Campbell.
Yeah, sorry. My friend's asking me about Jihaad Campbell, and I'm just expressing that I'm excited and that the Eagles got great value. But going on from sort of the order, Tet McMillan goes number 8 to the Carolina Panthers, which is a nice addition to that wide receiver room and passing attack for Bryce Young, Xavier Legette, and Tet McMillan and Jalen Coker should be a nice little trio, or at least a lot better than what they've had the past few years. Hold on. Here we go.
A five-star recruit as an edge rusher before he
Jihaad Campbell, baby! Woo! Let's go. Welcome to Philly. Philly. You guys better get scared of that defense, because we coming for you. We got some dogs, and we got some Bama boys, and we just gonna keep feeding you, and feeding you, and feeding you, and go Birds. Super Bowl champs, we coming back. We coming back. We won a third ring. We won a third ring. Jihaad Campbell. Jihaad Campbell. Welcome to Philly. What is the Twitter sphere saying about it? How we feeling? How we feeling, Twitter? Gotta get my Twitter on the YouTube real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me do this and then
He's
this,
so fluid in
and
his
then
breaks,
that,
can tackle
and then
so
we're
well in
good.
space. Having two of those guys now, it's reminiscent of what they had over in San Francisco. I'm not going to...
Or no, application, and then Brave browser. All right, you know what it was doing.
Either way,
before.
so I was going to give it a high grade.
That's what
I'm giving it an A.
Oh damn! The
And he is
size
pumped, running up
huge,
and down the
bro. What is
whole
going
damn
on here?
hallway. Micah,
What do we think?
what, listen, your honest read when you watched.
No, honest read. Honestly, he looks a lot like, how Stick City should represent the field. Honestly, I like the speed. The conversion, anytime you get a conversion, DN to linebacker,
Let's
you
go.
like that. Obviously, those are defensive end hands. Just kidding. But no, seriously, yeah, I mean, he'll be able
What
to
does
rush.
that mean to you, as someone who went through it? What does it mean, someone that goes from DN to off-ball linebacker, or vice versa?
That means he's smart as hell, bro. It's such a difference. It was honestly way easier for me to convert back to edge than it ever was for me to convert back to linebacker. Understanding coverages, understanding zones, understanding man-to-man leverage, positioning, hand striking. you got to understand, you're going from a position where, you know, the initial contact is right away to
So
read and
Eagles
react.
take
Now. So his ability to be able
Jihad,
to do that is
baby,
very
loading
impressive.
up on
To go from edge
defense.
to edge to
Shador
linebacker is very
Sanders will
impressive.
officially
So
not go
Eagles
in the
obviously have a
first
really smart
round,
linebacker. I
'cause
think
do
honestly he
not
fits in
think
their system really
that
well.
the
So this is
Chiefs
a
are
really good pick
taking
for him.
him.
What do you think,
Howie
Slay?
is
I
just
think it's a very
cooking,
good pick, man. It's
baby.
a well needed to make
Just
stable
cooking.
at the
He's like
linebacker
the
position,
Migos.
just because of the fact that, you know, Dean's been hurt, even though he's a great talent, man. He's a very much of a great leader. But I just know how they is in that organization as just being
110,
healthy.
baby.
Right.
They want that position at a healthy position, and with him drafting this young kid, it saves money on the defense because the defense is very
Member of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Best team in the nation. I mean, what can I say?
Hey, he knows.
There we go. Thank you. He already knows. Molly, he already knows.
Go Birds.
Again, a young man who suffered those injuries thought he might have to wait until tomorrow night. And here's his name called again in a trade with Kansas City. Schefter, what can you tell us?
Well, the Eagles tried trading up earlier in the draft to go get Jihaad Campbell, and the trade fell through, but they were able to persevere and trade up one spot. A lot of people might ask, why would you trade up one spot? Well, I think it's to block another team from potentially coming up, especially when it only costs you.
Let's go. Look at that the draft room. Howie Roseman looks excited. Jeffrey looks excited. All the scouts and executives look excited. Shawnee Football looks excited. We're in a good spot, baby. We're in a good spot. Go Birds. The talent is undeniable. We just keep getting better and better. Loading up on defense, getting so young. And our offense is already there. We got Jalen Hurts till 2029. We got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith till 2029. We gave an extension to Saquon Barkley. 4 of our offensive linemen are signed for the next 4 or 5 years. It's pretty ridiculous how this Super Bowl team is just ready to keep coming at you, and his defense just got so much younger and is developing, and the pass rush might suffer a little bit, but it might not, because we just added a nice linebacker who could probably play a little bit of edge if we need, or blitz in certain situations, because Jihaad Campbell was all over the place at Alabama. And the Chiefs pick is in, but I don't think it's a quarterback. Do we have it on the website? We are about to announce it on the stage, and it is Josh Simmons, offensive tackle, Ohio State. And that concludes the first round of this year's NFL Draft. So pretty awesome, if you ask me. I had a good time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Going back to where I sort of left off, I was talking about Tet McMillan, and then the 2 tight ends went, Colston Loveland and Tyler Warren. Loveland went to the Bears and pairs up with Kmet and Caleb Williams. Tyler Warren is now a Colt, which is weird because they've had a sort of revolving door of a lot of mediocre tight ends, if you ask me. But I did like Mo Alley Cox for a little bit. Emeka Buka goes to the Buccaneers, so it's nice that they get a younger wide receiver that can play in the slot next to Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, especially since both of those guys are getting a little up there in age. Emeka Buka is one of my favorite wide receivers in this year's draft. Very similar to like a Jackson Smith and Jigba. They were teammates at OSU. Really good complementary wide receivers. An interesting spot here was at 21, where the Steelers deferred from Shedeur Sanders and took Derek Harmon. And then at 22, the Chargers took Omarion Hampton, the running back from UNC, which is kind of funky because they just got Najee Harris, but that should be an awesome combo. And Harbaugh loves to run the ball, and they added a Joe Alt last year, so the O-line, so they're building up that offense one piece at a time. And Harbaugh saw a lot of his Michigan guys go earlier, so Makes sense. Although I think that one cornerback is still available. Yeah, Will Johnson's still available, cornerback from Michigan. So stay tuned on that. Probably going to be one of the earlier picks tomorrow for the second and third rounds. Shindur Sanders slips out of the first round. Surprise, surprise. The Colorado quarterback, son of Dion, is not a first round pick. So I would have lost my bet there because I was very confident that he was going to be. I personally think Shindur is going to be better than Cam Ward, but that's my personal opinion. It's not set in stone. His landing spot definitely means a lot, and I'm sure he'll be all right. Long term, they're showing him at his draft party, and he seems to be in decent spirits. Another player I really like that's still on the board, Nick Emanawari, the safety from South Carolina, is still available. Luther Burden, the wide receiver from Mizzou, is there, and Asen Taylor, who's my favorite tight end for the Eagles. So I hope that they maybe trade up in the second round to get him, since his draft territory is definitely approaching. That is pretty much going to wrap things up, I think, for tonight. Definitely gave a little bit of a recap, and we'll talk about like the last 7-8 picks because I didn't. Where did I leave off? Giants then take Jackson Dart. They trade up to get him. They get another Ole Miss quarterback, so hopefully he can follow in Eli's footsteps as far as the Giants' projections. And Malachi Starks, the safety from Georgia, was a player that I really wanted the Eagles to get, but the Ravens took him with the 27th pick, and I typically like a lot of the Ravens picks, so I think they did a good job. Maxwell Hairston, the cornerback from Kentucky, went to the Bills, the pick before the Eagles, at 30. I really like him. He's really fast and a pretty nice cornerback that is versatile. He played a little bit in the slot and nickel and the outside. Loving me some Travis Hunter going. And the Eagles traded up one spot to get Jihaad Campbell, linebacker Alabama. Pretty ridiculous that they drafted a linebacker, but I think that this was very much like a Vic Fangio pick. That's what I was telling my friend in text messages. I thought he was the best player available, and I don't know if the Chiefs were threatening to take him or not, but it didn't hurt for the Eagles to trade up a later round pick just to get the guy that they want, and I'm okay with it, and it really just shows the commitment or interest that they have in him. So welcome to the team, Jihaad Campbell, and in Vic Fangio we trust, because this was probably more of him signing off than Howie, if I'm being completely honest. But that concludes the night. Let me know who you were thinking was, or who your team got, and who you want in the second or third rounds. Still a lot of picks, still a lot of futures to be determined, but thank you for joining, and I'll probably be back on at some point tomorrow night, or a couple times tomorrow night, maybe in and out. Today I was on for about 90 minutes and then took about an hour break, and then just popped on for pretty much the Eagles pick and a little recap, which is what we're doing right now. So expect maybe something similar tomorrow, but stay tuned. Follow Shawnee Football on all social platforms, and buy some cool gear from Fanatics. That pretty much wraps things up, but till next time, peace. And that wraps things up on the Tiki-Takis, and we should have switched to this, but thank you for tuning in, everyone on YouTube. Have a great day. We got confetti, baby. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. Yeah.